Hello, everyone, and happy holidays. I'm Katie Lovewell here with my partner and mom, Louise Lovewell. We are part of Remax, and we are here to give you an update on what's been going on in the latest with the real estate market in the San Francisco East Bay area. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start presenting the statistics that our local association, Bay East, puts out every month. This is a home that I had some buyers look at that got 40 offers. This within Walnut Creek. But anyways, now jumping into our stats, we start with Fremont. And typically this time of year, we see things slow down. Less people are putting the home on the market, less buyers are looking, and prices are generally lower than they are the rest of the year. But interestingly enough, a lot of cities, prices are actually coming up. It seems like a lot of places there was the low for the year was, well, I guess the example of Fremont, the low was actually last November. But the low for the year of 2024 was September, and prices have been slowly kind of increasing since then. But typically we expect they will start to pick back up again, even more in January. And you could definitely see interest is dropping, so prices may not go up very much more in Fremont. Over here on this side, pendings are really going down. So prices may probably settle at least for until January or so. So this is Fremont. Then we move on to Hayward, and unlike Fremont, which has had a slight increase since September, Fremont or Hayward's low was in August, and it's really come up. And it's also just very interesting all the ups and downs it's had this year. Some really big peaks and lows for Hayward. So, but
Pretty
pendings are
amazing.
going up as well. Oh, sorry. What did you say?
Hayward, yeah, that's pretty amazing. And its inventory?
The inventory currently is 53. That is a big drop from October, in which it was 98. But we can compare it to last November, that was 53, so it's pretty typical for this time of year. All right, moving on to San Leandro. Um, Similar, although it had a little bit of a bump in September, came down in October, up in November. So again, every city is kind of doing their own little thing. So each there's not like a really clear trend. Which again, like before in the past, there was almost all cities kind of going down this time of year, and but each city is unique, it seems, or the guess that people buying and people selling. Inventory is down from October. It was 61. It's 37 at the end of November, but again, that's very normal compared to last year. And again, prices are slightly coming up, and pendings are coming up as well. So that's San Leandro. We moved into Castro Valley, which again, similar to Hayward, which had a drop, which is this with more the drop in July, and the prices have been steadily coming up since then. But like Fremont, pendings are going way down. So it's very possible prices are not going to, even though the trend seems like it's going straight up, I could be wrong, but it's likely that the downward pressure on pendings is going to not let prices go shooting up. And again, inventory is down. From October, it was 43. It's at the end of November, it was 31. Although compared to last year, that's actually still kind of relatively high for this time of year. Next, we move to Alameda, which again, very similar to I guess all the cities had the like kind of lows in August, September timeframe, but prices have been rising since, although pendings are going down. Inventory is down from October, but again, very typical from where it normally is at this time of year. For Oakland, again, a little bit of the lowest dip for 2024, really, well, minus January, was in August. And interestingly enough, though, it doesn't had a curve really going, prices going up. Prices are kind of had a little sort of bump September, October, and are kind of gradually going down. Inventory is also down, but again, normal compared to this time of year as compared to last year. And moving on to Berkeley, it definitely had one of the lowest points with actually in April and August, peak in September, but the price has been slowly going down since then. Inventory is down from October. Again, this is all very normal for this time of year. And we see a slight uptick in pending. For Moraga, which also includes Lafayette, the The low minus the beginning of the year was September. There was like a little peak spike in October, and prices seem to be coming down. Pendings are going down. Inventory is definitely much lower than, not much lower, but relatively lower from October to November, but again, normal compared to this time last year. And Pleasanton, again, the low in August, and but prices have been steadily coming up since then. Well, do we see pendings are trending downward? So don't know how much more that's going to go up, at least until the new year. Actives are down. It was 61 in October. It was 39 at the end of November. But again, if you compare that to last year, it was 38. So very normal for this time of year. And lastly, Livermore, lots of just all the interesting patterns. Had actually, unlike a lot of cities, it seemed like they had lows in January. This one had a really things were really coming up in January, peak in February, then down in March, and then up in April and down in May. And it's just a lot of very nice little wave. But it seems like prices are coming down right now. And same thing with pendings. Inventory is not drastically down, but definitely lower than October, but again, very normal when compared to last year at this time. So we're definitely, in some sense, it's often the slower time of the year, but as I mentioned earlier, depending on the home and the price, I had buyers that looked at a home in Walnut Creek in which they got 40 offers because they would price it below $1 million, and everything in that area it's selling in the 1.3 to 1.6 range. So it just really brought people out because it's affordability is always a challenge in the Bay Area. And so when it seems like something's within reach, people are going to be excited and interested. So I think takeaway is that every city is unique and every home is unique. So, yes, there are some general trends of typically prices coming down, but as we saw, some cities have prices going up right now, and some homes have a lot of interest. So I guess, take with a grain of salt and look at each home and definitely there are homes that are sitting there and homes that have, been sitting there for a while. I'm sure that the sellers would love to go into contract before the holidays. So if you're a buyer out there, I would definitely look at those that are sitting on the market versus the ones that just come up because again, that one in Walnut Creek that got 40 offers, the new homes priced right are gonna typically get a lot of attention.
I
So
know, that's pretty crazy. 40 offers. I mean, I thought our last two sales, they went pretty crazy. And I think Lockridge had 11 offers, I think. And I think Oakview had
we had
10
four
offers.
offers. No, we had four offers on Oakview, but
On Oakview.
it
Okay.
went 500,000 above the original list price. So
Right. So Oakview went 500 over, and the one on Lockridge went, I think it was 129. So I think it went for 1450. So like about 150 over.
50,000. So yes,
So yeah, it's kind of like if the house is in the right area, the right school district, the right neighborhood, the right everything that checks all the check boxes, it seems like the buyers just go crazy. But 40 offers on that one. So it sounds like to me it probably went for, even though it needed work, it probably went for 1.3 million, maybe. What
I
do you
guess we'll
think?
find out in a few weeks.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But yeah, and it's interesting because like when our one client made that offer on that house in Oakland back in September, he was the only offer.
Yeah, so
So,
depending on the city, depending on the area, and again, that house had been on the market for a while. So I think, you know,
right.
definitely, for buyers, look at those homes because every time there's a new home that pops up, it gets, especially if it's priced well below, it's going to get a lot of attention, even if it's in like this house in Walnut Creek was in very original condition and needs a lot of work. But in general, we recommend for our sellers to try to do some work because
Right.
because of the affordability challenge, it is hard for a lot of buyers, and a lot of buyers are not as interested in doing a ton of work to a home. So some are open to it, some are fine, but it's becoming a smaller and smaller portion of buyers that are willing to to spend the time, because it's time and work to remodel and plan things, and of course, and money. So, um, anyways, the more we can do. Oop, I think we lost my Louise. Well, anyways, happy holidays, everyone. We hope you have a great holiday season with your friends and family, and stay safe and warm and well. And we'll see you in the new year. Okay.